Becoming a full-time photographer can be faster and simpler than you think possible in 2026. I'm not saying it's easy, but when you do have a right framework to follow, you will get there faster than you think possible. And if you do build your business with the right methods, not only will you thrive, but you'll also bulletproof yourself from AI replacing you. And that's important because many full-time photographers will get replaced with AI. If you're new here, hi, I'm Hugo. I photograph the world full-time and I work with companies such as Sony, Adobe and Etihad Airways, to name some. And currently I help photographers become storytelling photographers who can make a full-time living through their work. This is the first video in my 6-part mini-series in which I'll go through step by step how to start earning from your photography and go full-time in 2026. In this video we are focusing on my StoryLens Freedom Framework that I do teach my students so they can become storytelling photographers who make a full-time living through their work and live a life of freedom and fulfillment. As you can see, this framework is made of 4 stages: photography, sales, clients and brand. Before I start breaking this down for you, if you haven't joined my Focus Notes newsletter yet that over 11,000 photographers are enjoying, then make sure to join us from the link in the description. I do share exclusive insights over there. Alright, so when I wanted to become a full-time photographer, the truth is that I didn't know what on earth to do. And not only that, there were people telling all kind of different things online and it was so confusing to me. And later I realized that unfortunately a lot of that information online is also absolutely horrible advice. And these people online were making photography business sound so much more complicated than it needed to be. And if you are anything like me, you don't want to make things any more complicated than they need to be. I like when things are simple. That's why my framework is also very simple. So let me start breaking this down for you. First, I will give you a high-level understanding of what this means, why are all those stages there, and then we will be diving deeper into each one of the stages. Alright, so the step 1 is photography. And very simply and short and impactfully, why is photography the step 1? It is the step 1 because you need to be good enough to sell your photos. And why I provide the StoryCraft system for my students inside my mentorship is because nobody is buying just well-exposed and sharp photos. Nobody's buying that. Companies and individual people are buying photos that do tell stories and evoke emotions. That's what people are paying for. So you need to learn how to do that as the step 1. Once you are over this stage, then you of course must learn how to sell your photography. Might sound like common sense, but as my first mentor did tell me, that common sense isn't unfortunately too common. So you need to be able to sell so you can actually sell your photography. So you need to gain the skills of selling. I do provide Freedom Offer Framework and the Authentic Sales System for my students, which does solve these problems. But then, when you do have good enough photography skills and you are able to sell your photography, you still aren't going full time and you aren't making any sales, because for you to be able to make sales, you need people to see what you offer. That's why clients is the step 3. So you must learn how do you find clients and actually talk with them. So now with these 3 stages, you can in theory already go full time. You have everything what you need. You're good enough in photography, you know how to sell your photography, and you are able to get clients interested in what you offer. So you have the package over there. But as we do it inside StoryLens, we want to make the best business possible, gain the most freedom as possible, and get clients coming to us instead of us going to them, and bulletproof ourselves from AI. That's where brand comes in. You want to have a strong brand. That's gonna make you stand out, raise your prices much more, and make sure you don't get replaced by AI. Awesome. Then, once you have all of these 4, these fuel what you want to do more, which might be photography, or there might be something else. We build businesses to have freedom, not to build ourselves lives we hate. And that's a mistake what many people do. So let's start breaking this down more in detail. If you are already a proud and confident photographer, then you can directly skip to the step 2, which is sales, from the timestamps below. So how do you become a standout, proud and confident photographer? There are 2 paths you can choose from. And yeah, well, you can choose which one you prefer. There's the slower and faster path. Slower path is that you try to figure this out on your own. You go shoot, you try to learn some things, and that process eventually probably is going to get you there, but it can take you many years, if not decades, because for some people it takes decades. But if you're anything like me, you want to learn the most effective and fastest way possible. So you won't be wasting time, and you are learning the right methods, what you need, so you can then sell your photos and evoke emotions through your work. If that's you, the answer is to get help from someone who does provide a clear step-by-step framework and personalized guidance. And of course, I am someone who can provide that framework for you. I help my students become proud and confident photographers using my Storycraft system in just 8 weeks. Just like Finn, he took, well, only 6 weeks to go from this to this, and Joanna became a photographer who can make wow photos with her work in less than 4 weeks. Now, we work together for 8 weeks because it really depends where you are in your journey. So it might take a little bit less for some, like for these 2, but then some take longer. We'll dive more into this Storycraft system in the next video, but to fast break down for you, you first need to have confidence in your camera, so you won't actually then miss photos on field or when taking photos for clients. Then you need to be able to see like a storyteller, so you will get the best shots on field. And then you need to learn how do you insert emotion into the photographs themselves. Cool, those are the 3 steps, and the next video is then gonna be covering more of this. So if you aren't subscribed yet, then make sure to subscribe so you won't miss that video. Okay, so this is how you become a proud and confident photographer, but please understand that if you hop on random Q&A calls with a photographer or photographers and you join a random community, that's not how you actually become a proud and confident photographer fast. Sure, that will help, but it's not how you get the results fast. You need an actual framework and a plan that is personalized for your improvement. But now imagine you are good enough in photography and it is time for us to start building our freedom photography business. So let's dive into that. So before we go into the sales side of things, I want to start here on the vision, because most skip this part. When you start building a business, you must start building it the right way. Otherwise, you are going to be building a business that you hate. And the point of having a business is that you have more fun and freedom in your life, right? When you hear photographers, especially on YouTube, saying, oh, when I started to make money from photography, it made me enjoy it less. Those photographers just have built wrong businesses for themselves. They have built the businesses in the wrong way. When you build a freedom photography business instead of a prison photography business, you will actually have fun, and you won't be like seeing a decreased love for photography. When I'm working with my students, nobody's reporting to me that, oh, now they love photography less. Like, no, they love what they do. For example of a prison photography business, say you are somebody who wants to travel the world. Now, what many people do is they get like local clients. But imagine if you want to travel and your clients are in your hometown, do you think you can travel? No. That's why then you would need to approach it in a different way. If you want to travel, then you need to figure out how do you make that happen. Then you can't just get local clients, because otherwise you are stuck locally. Make sense? So it all starts with vision. That's why I start with vision also when I'm working with my students inside my mentorship. And only after that, we are diving to the sales. So then we get to the problem side of things. So what you must understand first is that business is about solving problems. You are solving a problem and a client is paying you to solve the problem. Okay? That's what you must understand. And that's why The first step to making sales is figuring out what are the pain points of your ideal clients. If you don't know, then it's bad, because then you can't offer the right thing. So you must get clear on what pains do they have, what problems do they have, and then you get clear how do you fix those problems through your photos. So the first step is finding problems your dream clients want to pay for. You can also use AI if you understand how to use it to figure this out in a good way, but only use AI to find these problems if you understand how to actually use AI in the proper way. For my students inside Storylens, I've trained them a custom GPT called Offer Research Assistant, which very simply allows them to find the pain points of the dream clients fast and then figure out what can they offer to solve those pain points. So after you know that, then it's time to maximize your offer. You must make your offer so good it would feel stupid for your dream client to say no to work with you. Then you know you are doing it very well. Alright, then once you know you have maximized your offer, that it's incredible, then you must learn how to sell. If you have an offer but you don't know how to actually sell it, you aren't gonna make money. Most photographers give you horrible advice when it comes to this. They say, oh, send out the pitch via email and stuff. And that is just stupid. Don't ever do that. Those who say those things either don't know what they're talking about, or they have a massive brand and they have more leverage. And of course, you must approach things differently because you don't have a strong brand yet, I assume. So then you must do things differently. And those who do teach business of photography, sometimes they forget this, that they are in a unique position where not everyone is. So you must approach differently compared to those people who have a massive brand. So you must have a clear step-by-step sales process, and this was a real game changer for Nicole, for example, when we worked together. At the beginning, she'd be the first to admit that she didn't have a clue about sales, but then we did work on that, and then she made massive breakthroughs, and now she's a full-time photographer and landed her first 5-figure deal this year, and actually a first 5-figure cash collected month. So the money that actually hit her bank account. So that's a sick. If you want to learn more specifically how we got her from being a carpenter to a 10K month, then make sure to watch her interview from one of the corners. Okay, so you must learn what to actually offer, what is the thing your dream clients actually want and need. Then you must be able to maximize your freedom offer into an attractive package with deliverables that aren't overwhelming you, but that the client is also stuck with. And then you need to actually learn how to price your work so you can earn the most possible. And well, lastly, then how to sell your work so you will actually land paid work and you don't have to give out discounts for people to work with you. And once you have these, you do have the sales skills what you need. But then it's about step 3, finding clients. The goal with my students is that we don't go to clients, but the clients come to us. And this is what we will do with the help of brand. But understand that when you're starting out, you haven't earned the right to wait for clients to come to you. It just won't happen. And that's what most photographers do. They have a nice portfolio and they just are waiting for the beautiful day that the client is going to come to them. But that, unfortunately, I wish it was like that, but it just isn't like that. In the beginning, you must do the hunting, so you will actually get clients. And so we built you a client flow system, a step-by-step acquisition system that lands you paid work even with 0 followers. The step 1 to this is you must learn how to find potential high-paying clients consistently. And in the beginning, this is very important, especially, and the consistency part. Because imagine you get 5 clients, then it is very unlikely that 5 of those clients will actually become retainer clients. So when we want retainer clients, so that your income will not be as much of a roller coaster, then you must be able to make sure you don't run out of potential clients. Again, if you don't get enough people to see your offer, you aren't making money. So you can't run out of people to contact. So that's the step 1 here. Then is step 2, how to actually talk with them so you won't ruin the chance of working with some dream brand. And if you don't know how to talk with them, that's why you get ignored and ghosted. Okay, then the step 3 is that how to actually turn the conversations then into paid gigs. And we do this with authentic outreach. So then once you have these 3 skills, then you can start landing clients even without any followers. But as I mentioned, ideally we of course get the clients coming to us. So that's why we go to the step 4 and we build you a powerful personal brand. And before breaking down how do we make you a powerful personal brand, I want to talk about the importance of building one still, so that you actually get it. The first benefit of having a powerful personal brand is that you will get clients more easily. Now, why is this? Understand that people buy when they trust you. If they don't trust you, they are never ever gonna buy from you. So you need to build trust. And when you share your expertise online and your personality online, then people can, see who you are, what you're about, and they can see your expertise. And now, then when they have been going through some of your posts online, then they can see that you aren't a fake and you clearly know your stuff. And this is even if you don't have a lot of followers. As long as they see your expertise, like that is the very important part. And when they see who you are, and that's gonna then allow them to, make a decision to also go with you more easily. And there's gonna be clients who go with you because of what you told about yourself online. I know this is the case with me. I know from experience this is the case. So when you do have a powerful personal brand, you will get more clients and you will get them more easily. And then the longer you do build your brand, then at some point you are going to reach the point where you can stop doing outreach. Clients are coming to you instead of you going to them. And then you're just getting opportunities, which is sick. Like Nicole, for example, she was able to get to 4-figure months without any social media and could have gone full time without social media really. But when she was then building her personal brand while then doing her outreach, then she started to see some results then over time from Instagram, which is sick. So this is what she sent me, and that she got somebody to contact them. They found her through Instagram, through something that she posted. And this ended up then being her biggest deal so far, which is over a lot of Swiss francs. In USD that's 18.9k, which is absolutely sick. But this is the power of the personal brand, and that's why I do provide my personal brand engine to my students, so you'll get opportunities coming to you, and then in the end you will have more opportunities than you can accept. In the end, we all want freedom, don't we? I know that's why I do this. That's why I have a business. I don't want somebody can say, hey Hugo, you show up here at this time and you do this thing for me. No. You could say I have a problem with authority, and I probably do, but I don't want anyone to tell me what to do. I want to choose when I go for a walk. I want to choose where I work from. I want to have freedom to take the photos that I want to take. That's why I have built my business. And the thing is, I used to take photos for clients. Then I went to selling my photos as digital art. And now I teach online. I get to choose what do I offer because of my strong personal brand. When you have a brand, that gives you more opportunities, that gives you more freedom. That's why we want to build it. There's so many things I would have not got had I not built a personal brand. I would have not got to work with Sony. I would have not got to do something for Etihad. I would have not got to work with Adobe. They would have not flew me out to their first ever photography community summit to San Francisco had it not been for my personal brand. I would not be getting offered all kind of things and collaborations. Clients wouldn't be coming to me. I wouldn't be getting hundreds of messages that people want to work with me had I not built a strong brand. So That is why I do provide the personal brand engine for my students, so they can stand out and then start getting opportunities they wouldn't be getting otherwise, and get clients coming to them, of course. So the first step to this is that we decide the online platform, and that depends where the dream clients hang out. Then we optimize their profile. We get them the client magnet formula, which is then gonna then start to attract the clients. Even though going viral is nice, and of course I have went viral like many times, and that can be very beneficial, but if you go viral for some stupid reason, then that's not gonna get you any clients. So you want to make sure that what posts you do then is gonna actually move the needle forward and get you then clients coming to you. And that is client magnet formula. This is the strategy we build you. Okay, then what you're gonna need is endless idea generator. Like, you can't post on social media if you don't know what to post, right? Like, you need ideas of what are you gonna actually be posting. And then you also must find proven ideas. That you shouldn't try to figure out it all alone, like what to post. Like, you should be able to find ideas that have potential of working out. So yeah, otherwise you'll just waste time making posts that don't have potential of working or are very unlikely to work. Okay, now you should have then an online presence, you have the strategy, you are finding an infinite amount of ideas, but now we want to make the posting effortless. Because if you're anything like me, social media is a tool for us and a place to share our work. We don't want to spend forever on social media. We don't want to spend more time there than is necessary. That's why we want to make posting effortless or close to effortless. Of course, sometimes it's gonna take some discipline. If somebody says that it's always 100% of the time easy to post, they are speaking nonsense. But you can make this process so much more easy. That I posted daily for 1.5 years, and it wasn't necessarily difficult because of I had systems for it. There were at times that I didn't want to post, and I had to push myself, but most of the time it was easy. And you need to post a lot to make a strong brand, and that's why we make your system so that the posting will become, well, close to effortless. And now you of course have already many things right, and with this you can become successful at some point. But if you do want to make the strongest brand the fastest and most effective way possible, you need to understand how to refine and analyze things. That's why I provide the refinement roadmap for my students, so they're clear what to improve on and so that they can get the results faster. And of course, I'm there to then help them pinpoint what is going well in their posting and what do we need to work on so they will get the results faster. So once you do have this personal brand engine, clients are coming to you, you're getting long-term opportunities, you'll have so much easier time getting the clients you want to get, you have more demand than you can handle, and most importantly, this will bulletproof your career in the best way possible. AI is here, and AI is here to stay, and one way that you can win it and not let it replace you is by having the very strong personal brand. And you can have the personal brand, sure, also in person, but typically it's easy to start building online and it's faster that way because you can contact a lot of people at once. And yeah, if you're going in person, it is a much slower process. As a bonus point here, when you are dreaming and working towards becoming a full-time photographer, you must understand you must not think AI is going away, because it really is not. Those who try to believe and think that AI is suddenly gonna vanish, they are gonna get replaced. They're gonna be absolutely ruined. So don't be one of those. You must use AI to your advantage. That's the only way you won't get replaced by AI. Those who use AI are gonna win over you if you don't use it. So that's why I absolutely preach about this to my students, is that if they don't use AI, then somebody who uses AI is gonna replace them. Now, I'm not saying for everything you need to use AI. Of course, use AI only for some things. And do things what you love doing. When it comes to my photography, I take the photos myself. When it comes to editing the photos, I do them myself. But then I use AI for other tasks that aren't as personal, and I'm more than happy that it's gonna handle those. That's why I do provide, for example, my students an AI business kit, which is gonna allow them to move faster than any other photographers because they know how to use AI and they have the tools to just progress much faster forward. So my friend, you must become first great at photography so you can then sell your work. Then you must learn how to package, price and sell your work. Then you must build systems so you can get constantly paid work without worrying when you'll get paid next. Then you are gonna be needing the personal brand engine so you will get more opportunities and bulletproof your brand so you can do this for a long time to come. And then my friend, you have become a storytelling photographer who can make a full-time living with your work. But before the next episode, I do have some homework for you. So I need that you score yourself from 1 to 10 across a few different areas. So first of all, how great confidence do you have in your photography? If you don't feel confident in your work, it's just going to be difficult to get high-paying clients because your insecurity is going to shine through. Then second, how confident do you feel in packaging your offer, pricing it, and selling it? The thing is that if you even don't know, do your dream clients need what you offer, and you don't know how to price it and sell it, then don't bother reaching out to clients. Do this first. So score yourself over there. Then thirdly, how confident do you feel in your ability to find clients, talk to them, and get consistent work in? And fourthly, how strong do you feel your brand is? And how likely do you think someone would come to you because of your brand? This self-audit will help you, but the thing is that often where you need to work on, you aren't even clear about it yourself. Like you can't figure it out. Somebody else needs to pinpoint that for you. Unfortunately, the reality is that I can't personally tell you where you need to work on because we aren't working together yet. So do this. This is gonna help and give you some sort of an idea to start with. But the thing is that most of you will not do this. I know. And this is why most of you will never become successful full-time photographers. If you are new here, you are about to find out how different I am to other photographers out there. Most photographers online, who are sharing stuff, they are afraid of saying their opinions out loud because they're afraid of getting hate. But my friend, I really don't care if you hate me or you love me. But I am on a mission helping photographers build lives they dream of, full of freedom, while making photographs and having a ton of fun. So before wasting time diving deeper into this in the upcoming videos, if you are here just to collect a few tips and you aren't serious about going full-time or earning with your work or even becoming a good photographer in the first place, I have to respectfully ask you to piss off. I'm looking to build a community of ambitious photographers and who are serious about improving, whether that is in their photography or in their earning ability or both. And if you are somebody who has half-assed things and you're okay to half-ass things in the future, please respectfully get out because I can't stand those people who half-ass things. For the rest of you, make sure to subscribe, leave a like and comment down below what's the part of business you are most struggling with, or well, of this entire framework, whether that is photography, sales, clients or brand. The next video in the mini-series is gonna be us focusing on how can you become an incredible photographer so fast it feels illegal. But if you're someone who has done waiting and you want to dive deeper and get all of my best methods so you can start making a full-time living without taking ages, then DM me 1-to-1 on Instagram to apply to work with me inside my StoryLens mentorship. If you don't have Instagram, then just click the other link in the description. And yeah, that's it. Hopefully this was great. See you in the next one.